Today we're going to be playing with the newest release from Cosmic Brushes, their Undergrowth palette. She is a beauty. This is my first impressions with the palette and also just with Cosmic Brushes in general. I've never tried their formula before. I'm going to do a fun eyeshadow look and I'll give you guys some really close in-depth swatches. If you enjoy this video, if you like Cosmic Brushes, if you like makeup, please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into it because I can't wait any longer. So Cosmic Brushes is an indie makeup brand based out of the UK. In this eyeshadow palette, you get 20 colors and it retails for $38 US, which I feel like is a pretty fair price for the size of this palette. And if the formula is good, then it's a great price. I will say shipping was fast and my palette arrived in really great condition. Nothing was shattered. It was nicely bubble wrapped, so I had a great experience with shopping on their website. Again, I've never tried Cosmic Brushes before, so I can't compare the formula of this palette to previous palettes that they've launched, but I do have a lot of experience with different eyeshadow formulas. I've tried Glamlight, Odin's Eye, Ensilly Rain, Pat McGrath, Natasha Denona, drugstore brands, lots of different types of formulas. So we're just gonna have some fun today, do a cool eye look, and I'll let you know my first impressions, and I'll definitely keep you updated as I continue to use the palette in future videos, so make sure you subscribe. The palette is a nice sturdy cardboard. It's lightweight, but it feels well made, and you do get a nice large size mirror. Aside from the packaging, the color story of this is so beautiful. That's one thing I've noticed about Cosmic Brushes in general. Their color stories are always so unique and just satisfying to the eye. They make me want to play with makeup, so I really enjoy their creativity, but I like that this is a color story that is creative and colorful while still being approachable and wearable. Green is sort of one of those colors that also can fit in with the neutrals. In this palette, you get a mixture of warmer tone greens and some cooler tone greens. You also get some browns and an orange here, so you could go super neutral. You don't even have to dip into the greens in this palette, but I think today we are going to because I mean there's just so many beautiful greens that I can't resist. I'll go ahead and insert some swatches so you guys can see close-ups of the mattes and of the shimmers, and I'll try to capture the shifts, even though that's very difficult to do on camera, just so you can see how this is going to look in person. Okay, so let me zoom you in and let's just get started on this eye look because that is what we're all here for. I want to give credit where credit is due, so I'm going to be taking inspiration from a look that I saw on Instagram from Natasha Denona. This gorgeous, stunning, sort of modern look. It's a 60s modern infusion. I don't know, there's something about it that just really spoke to me when I saw it. So I'm not Natasha Denona, but I'm going to try my best. I've already primed my eyes with my Juvia's Place Eye Prep Eye Primer, and I just put a tiny hint of bronzer through the crease as I was doing the rest of my makeup. So I'm going to start off with this shade Murky and blend it out with Marsh. I think that's the plan. So I want to start by creating sort of a half cut crease. I'm not going to take it all the way in, but I want to make this outer corner really defined. So I'm going to dip into Murky. A little bit of powderiness, but nothing crazy at all. I'm just going to start stamping that in this outer corner. Very pigmented. And I'm stamping it in my crease, but slightly above, just so you'll be able to see this line when my eyes are open. The shade is really nice and pigmented and it's building on top of itself beautifully. And even though it's a deeper shade, it's not getting patchy, which is something a lot of deeper shades are prone to doing. Just gonna take a clean brush and blend out the edges a bit. Pigment is diffusing beautifully, so it builds on top of itself well, and it also diffuses well. What more can you ask for? Now we're going to dip into the shade Marsh, which is this gorgeous pukey green color, and just use that to help further blend out Murky. So I'm just stamping it kind of on top of that first shade very lightly and bringing it up slightly higher. Also, I apologize if I seem a little low energy. I'm actually just getting over a really terrible stomach bug. My whole family got it and it was awful. I don't know if I've ever been sicker in my entire life. I'll spare you the details, but just know it was messy and it was painful. So I'm still healing from that. So please bear with me. I'm just going back in with the brush we used with Murky. I'm just gonna go back and forth until I like the gradient. Okay, so this is where we are. I just added a bit more of my primer to clean up that cut crease so it's nice and sharp. And now for the fun part, the shimmer. There are so many beautiful shimmers in here. I really don't know where to start, but I think I want to use this shade Undergrowth. How fitting. I mean, it's the name of the palette. It looks like a duochrome. It's kind of a neutral leaning cool green to almost a yellowy green, which is cool. It's got the cool tone and the warm tone green, which I feel like really encompasses the palette. So a super fitting name. And just on my finger, that I'm salivating. Like, that looks so gorgeous. So let's try my finger since I have it. We're gonna apply this on this inner lid. Oh my gosh. Wow. I'm genuinely stunned. Oh, that is magnificent. Wow. I can't believe that. Oh, it's got the most beautiful, beautiful golden reflect. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow. I can't stop. Wow. Just wow. Oh my gosh. That is beautiful. I'm really excited. Let's go into Boggy next, right here. These feel so creamy. They feel so creamy. Oh my gosh. And we're gonna tap that on this outer. Actually, I want something a little lighter to really contrast that cut crease, so I'm just gonna kind of put it in the middle actually. JK. Just a standard shimmer. It's not a duochrome, but it is very beautiful. It's like a bronzy, brassy, dark green. We want something that's gonna pop against this cut crease, so I'm thinking one of the lighter shades. Do we want to go gold? That could be really pretty. I don't think I want to use the cool tone green. This is more like a true tan almost. Is this a duochrome too? Wow, can you guys see that shift? Gold, green, gold, green, gold, green. That is so fun. Yeah, I think we're gonna do Wilderness. All right, so I'm gonna pick this shade up on the brush just because I want to be a bit more precise. And let's not spray the brush first just to see how it goes. Try a different brush. That one is not working that well. There we go. It's a little better. It picks up fine with a slightly fluffier brush, but obviously the finger is going to be the best way to apply. Let's try to spray the brush. That's better. Kind of tapping over that middle part of the lid as well. I don't want it to be too dark there. I think it looks pretty cool. So I'm going to do a wing now. I'm going to take the shade Bark, which is the deepest shade in the palette, it looks like. Ooh, looks like a lot of pigment. And we're gonna do a little wing on this outer corner. Yeah, very pigmented. Like, that's impressive. That's impressive. Usually with deeper shades like this, you gotta build them up a little bit. But that is just applying like a dream. Okay, so for the lower lash line, I'm taking Undergrowth, that beautiful duochrome, and I'm just popping that on this inner part of the lower lash line, pretty far down, so I really want to be able to see it there. And then I'm just taking the slightest bit of Bark, just a tiny, tiny bit on this outer part of the lower lash line. And then just to connect them, I'm gonna go in with Murky, which is that deep, like army green, and we're gonna just connect the shimmer with the matte. And then I want to take a little bit of Marsh, which is that pukey green, and bring that just a little lower in the center part of the lower lash line. And actually, I'm going to bring that all the way to this outer corner too. And even meet up with this wing out here. I'm going to take a little bit more murky. Just drag that all the way across, a little tighter to the lashes. I like this shade because it's a little bit warmer than Bark. Bark's a little deeper, but this one's a little warmer. And I really want that warmth down here. I'm going to go ahead and add some liner lashes, and then we will see the final look, and I'll give you my first impressions of this palette. Actually, before I go, let's do the inner corner. I'm going to take Lichen. It's almost a neon-y, limey yellow green, and pop that in the inner corner. Oh yeah, that's cool. Ooh, I love a bright neon like this. It's nice and pigmented too. Sometimes these brighter shades can be a little lackluster, but this is holding its own. Ooh, yeah, that's so cool. All right, now I'm gonna go do liner lashes and then we'll be back. Okay, so here's the look with just mascara. I'm gonna add some falsies, but I wanted to show you the look before I add falsies because sometimes falsies can take away from the eyeshadow because they're just so dramatic. So you guys will have to let me know in the comments. Do you like the mascara better? Do you like the falsies better? What do you think? On the one hand, I feel like this look is so dramatic that it calls for falsies, but I also feel like it can sort of take away and be distracting. So you guys let me know. But I really like how this look turned out. I think it's really fun, and that shimmer shade, the Undergrowth shade, is just a showstopper. Here is the finished look with some half lashes on. I really like how this look turned out. My first impressions on the Cosmic Brushes Undergrowth palette is that it not only met my expectations, but it seriously exceeded my expectations. I've heard really great things about this brand, this formula, but to be honest, I was a little bit skeptical just because the price was not cheap, but not super expensive in my opinion. $38 I feel is very reasonable for this quality. The mattes are very pigmented. They build up on themselves nicely. They blend out and diffuse beautifully. Even the more neon vibrant shades, I've only used this one, but it was very pigmented, very punchy. It didn't look chalky on the skin, and the shimmers are like next level. I am so impressed. This shade Undergrowth is just something so special. They're smooth, they're creamy, they're reflective. I'm just so excited to create more looks with this palette. So far, I'm loving it. I'm super impressed. I want to try more palettes from Cosmic Brushes now because if the other palettes are anything like this, I'm really excited, and I'm sure they're gonna be like phenomenal. I will wear this makeup the rest of the day, and I'll leave a note in the description box if I notice any fading throughout the day. I usually don't have a problem with my eyeshadow creasing or fading off. I don't have extremely oily eyelids, but sometimes if the formula is not so good, then I do notice it become less vibrant as I wear it. So I'll see if that happens with this throughout the day. I don't anticipate that will be the case, but just want to let you know, and I'll also let you know if there's a lot of like glitter fallout throughout the day because that can happen as well. So I'll put that in the description box if you're curious on how it wears. And again, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more looks with the Cosmic Brushes Undergrowth palette and hear my future thoughts as I continue to test out the formula. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye!